Previously, in the Shattered Lands. With Aelwyn in critical condition, the others discussed and weighed their options. After some length, it was decided that Bertram and Sir Venric would head to Ruaven and then on to Riverwatch. Meanwhile, Celovus would stay behind with the injured druidess. When she was well enough to travel, they would meet up with the others at the fortress of Riverwatch. Duncan Scarrow had wanted to meet with the group to discuss several new members who had been seeking recruitment. It was decided that Scarrow's arrows would stay at the temple as well to train these new recruits, also giving their services as guards. In addition, the party looked around for likely candidates to join them on their travels, painfully aware that they would be down in number. Luckily, the Temple of the Argent Lord, being the gateway to the Lonely Valley, always had people coming and going, and they found several. Some would stay with those at the temple, and others would go on the road. The first new member was the zealous young paladin named Godric Brightflame. Recently sent from his order to serve, Father Gedwin recommended the young paladin personally. The second to join was actually an old comrade of Sir Venric, a ranger known as Rigel, a middle-aged man who had cycled out of the military. Rigel had sought out Sir Venric, offering his services. The last two to join were a pair of halflings, a brother and sister who had recently arrived at the temple. The sister was a wizard named Kepri, and was a student in the heartland of Cerulia, who had come to track down her brother, a thief named Dweezil. Apparently, the incorrigible thief was on the run for money he owed, and his sister's presence was little more than an intrusion to him. As all these disparate individuals came together, it was decided to split the siblings up, the wizard going with Sir Venric and Brother Bertram, along with Rigel the ranger. Meanwhile, Dweezil, who had recently discovered a gambling game near the temple, would stay there with Aelwyn and Celovus the Seeker. Sir Godric would also stay at the temple with orders to give all aid to the druidess and wizard, as well as to keep an eye on the thief. With all their plans made, the group had a sad parting. Clay in particularly had a hard time leaving the injured druidess behind. As they separated, the stout-hearted Bertram spoke in faith that they would all be together again soon. There were others, however, that wondered if it would be so, for the Shattered Lands are a large and dangerous place after all. Welcome back.
Good to be back.
Session 21.
New characters.
So, we have made our plans. It is the morning of the 7th. And on this day, as you guys are preparing to head out, you're actually surprised, as in the foyer of the temple, you guys are surprised to see, as you're making your way, your final preparations, old Garner is down in the foyer of the temple making ready to join his mates. He's moving slowly, but he's up and about. And as he kind of notices Bertram and Venric as you're preparing, he's like, "My lords, I heard you were leaving. Want to wait around and say my goodbyes. Wish we were going with you, but good luck, sirs."
Good to see you back on your feet, Garner.
It is good to see you doing well, Garner. Wish you were coming as well.
I'll keep an eye on as much as I can, and on the others. And
We'll be back together in no time.
Indeed. He kind of seems embarrassed to be showing so much emotion and kind of nods and, makes his way out into actually, let's see what the weather's doing. It is, you guessed it, a cold rain is upon the land still.
I like it not. Let's travel tomorrow.
It's that rain that you can hear some of the guards and some of the drovers cursing already. They're like, "Will it ever end?" And then you hear another one's like, "Be quiet, it could be snow, And I'd rather have snow than all this. You're a fool, that's why you say that." And you see him kind of going on out the front. And it's just miserable weather. So, if I understand this right, this is the party that is Brother Bertram, Sir Venric, Rigel the Ranger, and Kepri the Wizard, as well as Copper, Squire Clay, and is that it?
think that's it.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Excellent. Any last things to do before you guys head out? Again, you kind of are paused. You see old Garner as he says his goodbyes. He throws his hood up, curses a little himself as he steps out into this miserable rain, and just and again, Eowyn rolls over in her sleep. Blearily maybe opens an eye. You hear the patter of the rain. It's nice and warm in this room. You're under a down blanket with a thick pillow, and there's a coal brazier in here giving heat. You kind of like snuggle into the pillow. Your arm is badly burned, but you're also very heavily sedated. You pass out. Celovus, maybe you're in the library. I don't know. Maybe you and Brixus come to see him off, or
yeah, he definitely would go see them. Knowing that they're going to be leaving today. So yeah, he would take a break from his scribing of scrolls and whatnot, and then come out to see him.
Okay, the wizard comes out, says his goodbyes, and Copper is ready. He's kind of, fine soft morning there, sirs, eh?
Oh yeah, wonderful weather for travel.
Indeed, fine weather in the valley again. That is.
And Kepri is like picking up the hem of her robe. We're walking in this.
So Kepri,
And Celovus leans in at this point and he goes, "Hence why I wear pants. Many wizards wear robes, but I found it to be, nonsensical.
They just flow ever so nicer.
They do look nice."
Venric
Now, did you? Sorry, go ahead.
Venric will look at Celovus with a smile and make sure you stay warm in there, old boy, and we'll see you soon.
I will. I wish I was going with you, Venric. Not only for my own reasons, but I wish I could be there to help you retake the True Steel.
I do too, my friend. But we'll meet up soon enough.
You hear Brixus, as do I, my boy. Give them hell at the tournament.
what was it that you had asked to us, Celovus? Just
Sorry. Asked you about what?
you'd had a couple items we might take with us to.
Oh, yes. My bad. Let me grab that for you real quick. I meant to send that over to you earlier, Jerry, and I forgot.
Oh, no worries.
Send that to you. So we have...
Jerry's like, role playing, coin now.
It was fun. Chop.
So we have right now in the party bag, we have a topaz. It's worth 250 gold. Again,
Okay.
easy to carry around.
That should be pretty good, I think.
Do you want? Because we got more. I sent also. If you guys want more cash with you.
Venric, what do you want?
How much is the topaz worth?
250 gold.
Because you'll have to buy a horse, like a war horse and everything like that when you get there. I don't know how pricey those are. I'm just saying, we've got a lot of cash on us right now.
Well, I've got 344 gold pieces and 12 platinum. I don't know how much for horses. Venric would probably know that, though. ADM?
Yes, and in the OSC equipment there thing, I think it has it, but if not, I will look it up. In fact, let me check what the gold rate is.
That's a good question.
I think to look there.
It might be in there, it might not. No, there's the other. Oh, I don't think mounts are in that one, so let me look in the main book real quick.
My word, that's a large gem. Celovus, don't let my brother see that you have those. Whatever you keep.
You do realize that I have a dragon with me, right?
I do. I don't
He
think he'd
gets
steal
very
from you,
dicey
but
about losing our gems.
Okay,
I
so
can imagine.
cost of a war horse generally for average rate is 250 gold.
And that's going to go up in price for sure because it's the week of the tourney.
It's
So-
true.
But I don't know, Brother Bertram. I don't think we'll need a much more. Like I said, though, I'm flush with cash. Maybe if you have one more gem, just in case, and then the rest you should keep.
Is Arnold going with you guys, by the way?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, Arnold will
Sorry, I
go.
didn't mean to cut you. Okay. They're taking the wagon, I believe.
Yep.
Yes. Then we have a amulet that has a ruby encrusted into it, a golden amulet that is worth 350 gold.
Okay. And does that leave you guys with enough to get you where we're going?
We have a ridiculous amount of. We had over 2,000 gold worth of sellable items still. That's why I was saying we should, kind of split some of this off so you guys have some gold on hand.
I'm good with those things, Brother Bertram. That's over 500 gold pieces plus
I
what I
think
have.
that should see us good. So
Plus,
I marked
I-
both those two things down.
Okay, good.
Good deal.
I crossed them off.
I plan on winning money at this tourney, not losing it. So
Okay.
As they're like going over the items and stuff, Kepri just sort of scratches Rixus under his chin if he'll allow it. Well, I can't wait to talk to you again, my friend. Oh, and you too,
Oh
Silvis.
yes. Oh yes. It was a wonderful time that we had the other day, and you've proven most delightful company. It's very good to converse with someone of your level of intelligence that is just so refreshing.
And don't worry, Kepri. A fellow wizard will never be as interesting as a dragon.
Well, I think I can learn a lot from you, though. But
Perhaps.
we'll see you soon.
yeah,
Hey,
Well,
guys,
my friends,
Venric will reach out to Celivis and give him the warrior handshake, and
he will
tell him.
grasp.
I'll see you soon, my friend.
Be safe.
Be well, my friend.
And you, Bertram, and he'll reach out his hand the same way.
Bertram jerks him in for a big bear hug. Brother's got a
he'll
hug.
Take it. Goodbye, and be safe. And Silvis will go inside and get out of this rain.
Okay. Well, my assumption is you guys were kind of like in the foyer,
Yeah.
under the porch, like looking out at this. Because if you look at the front of the temple, there's that big covered portico there where you can.
Even
you know,
that's too much.
just pile
Silvis
room.
don't want to deal. He don't want to deal with none of that. He wants to deal with around fires and scrolls.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Celivis is he's had it, and you step back in. Celivis, wave goodbye. The door closes. The reason I'd asked if Arnold was there because my assumption was if you told him to be ready in the morning, he would have the traveling temple out front.
Yeah.
So
He's definitely going to go.
you guys see that the temple is there. Now, as far as the temple, traveling in it, you have the team of horses pulling it. You can have 2 up front on the buckboard, and then the rest of you will have to cram in, which would leave 5 of you to cram. Well, yeah, inside. I think 3 could fit on the buckboard.
I think that's
if you-
what you said last time.
Yeah, if it's close quarters. So it could be 3 and 4, or it could be 2 and 5. And again, the halfling's very small. She doesn't take up a lot of space,
It's to walking, Kepri, you are welcome to ride in the traveling temple. It's
Oh,
warm in
certainly. And she climbs up without another thought.
Is there room for everybody either in or on the wagon,
Yes.
including Garner?
there. Garner's not going.
Garner's
He's
not
with
going.
Arnold, you mean, I think.
I meant Arnold. Yes.
Yes. Arnold usually is driving, but the thing is, if you don't want him to drive, he doesn't have to go. If you'd rather have the space, you also have the option, because he has the wagon ready. So at this point, if you're like, it's kind of tight quarters, you can leave Arnold. He can stay here instead, or he can go and continue to do what he always does, which is take care of the wagon and
I'd
the team.
like to bring him for that reason.
Yeah. In fact, Arnold, why don't we have him drive? Clay and I will keep him company for the first leg of the trip.
Very well. And
Okay.
I'll ride in the wagon with Kepri and Rigel.
Yep, Kepri, Rigel, Copper, and you, Bertram.
Yep.
And again, it's not a huge wagon. We got
There's a
I'm gonna have to do
bookshelf
it.
in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do an interior map eventually because I feel like I've been a little lax with what all can fit in here, in the size of this wagon. But I think we said it was right around 10 foot by 12 foot or 15 foot or something like that. 10 by
Something
15
like that,
maybe. So as you come in at Kepri, you can see, yep, there's a bookshelf bolted on one wall. There's a bed bolted on the far wall. But I believe, maybe I'm wrong. Can it be like folded up, or was there something like that, or was it just?
I don't know if we just said that. It'd be fine if it was able to fold up.
I don't know if we ever said that.
I don't think we did.
Anyhow, well, it's just not then. If we didn't say, I couldn't remember. But then anyhow, you see that there's a bed in here. There's a few other things. There's a small, statue of again you've seen the symbol of the Light Sworn all over the place, but this is a little more regional thing. It's a statue of the Argent Lord, who, as you know, you've been here, for a minute. You know that the Argent Lord was a very great paladin who gave him his life in service and was, deified as a demigod later. And again, you guys gather in, and you actually see, Kepri, that there is a small stove, and it is going, and it is very well done, and it's quite warm in here as you guys kind of pile in the back. Meanwhile, Arnall gets up front, and Venric, you kind of, as you get up with him, there's a little bit of as you guys kind of get up on the buckboard, there's a little bit of like a small roof thing. It actually doesn't show it on the mini, but there's supposed to be a little thing to keep the elements off. It does okay, but the blowing wind, it just keeps spattering rain in your face. And you see Arnold just leans way forward. He's got this cloak pulled over, and he kind of leans back because there's a small window, which is pretty much right under that, I believe, is the bed. And he kind of like knocks. He says, "Ready in there?"
We're ready.
And he kind of nods at you, Sir Venric. He's like, "Yeah." And Venric, again, you're used to like tearing around on haste, and it's like, and that creak of the wagon wheels and everything, and you guys slowly start pulling out, and you're like, this isn't what I'm used to, but but it could be worse. And so you begin to head out on the road in the rain. So we're going to cut here real quick to map. There we go. This one. All right. So as you are heading south along the road, let's start with Brother Bertram. Roll me a d6 as you're making your way on the road.
A 1, sir. Come on, let's not be surprised.
It's true. It's a d6
Chris
roll.
left the party, so now somebody got to pick up the slack.
No
That
worries
is true.
there.
From now on, Brother Bertram, you have to roll a d12 and just subtract it by 6, no matter what. Just do that.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Let me see. All right. Man, that's kind of crazy. Just right out of the gates. Okay. So we're gonna go and have you then. All right. Roll me 2d6, Brother Bertram.
You want the total?
Yep.
9.
Okay. Actually, as you're heading south, you see figures riding towards you in the rain. It's very overcast, but you look, and as they're about maybe 50 yards away, they resolve out of the mist and fog as a patrol of soldiers. And they're making their way up toward the temple. And you can see it's a foot patrol. They're slogging through the mud, and there's like half a dozen of them, and they kind of nod at you. They're in the livery of the Kingdom of Cerulia, and they, well, Matt,
Hail.
and they just kind of, with that, trudge right on past the traveling temple, glancing, like at more than anything, the smoke coming out of the chimney and how comfortable it must be to ride like that as they're just slogging it through the mud. and they don't really say much more. They just head on, and you guys head on your way. You continue heading south as the morning wears on. Finally after a couple of days of this, because if you remember, it had kind of rained pretty nonstop. It starts to slacken, and then it's still very overcast, and a cold wind kicks up, but the rain does stop. And Venric and Arnall and Clay it's cold out here on this buckboard. There's a little bit of heat radiating from inside the wagon. Meanwhile, inside, again, there's not a lot of space. There's, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Bertram, isn't there a chair at a desk someone could be sitting on?
Yes.
There's a chair, there's the bed that a couple people can sit on, and then there's space on the floor that someone could just sit in a
Rigel
corner.
will just sit on the floor. He'll kind of, kind of sit cross-legged, on the floor and just kind of get out of the way.
I'll take the chair and I'll offer the more comfortable bed to Kepri.
Oh, she climbs in without a second thought.
All right.
Pulls out a book. Actually,
Hopper
she starts to, you see, her nimble little fingers. She's, looking through your books, reading the titles, seeing if anything interests her.
She finds a couple volumes that she could pass the time with. Bertram's like, no! Meanwhile, Venric, it is bitter cold, and your armor is trapping the chill. It's just like, you feel like a popsicle, and Arnall is breathing, and next to you, Clay is shivering, because you remember Clay, he's 15 and just a bag of bones, really, and he's just shivering and teeth chattering. The wagon continues on. You pass where the old East Road forks away from the Castle Road, and that's the point. You guys have a moment. Well, as far as Venric, I'll say that maybe Bertram and them, they're inside, so they're not really paying too much attention. But Venric, you have a moment as you hit this point where the road forks, and you can't help it. You just glance away toward Fartham. It's just, you remember how many times you guys turned left here, and this time you're turning right, and it's just, there's a part of you that just unfinished business, but it must be. And
for now, for we will return to plunder and to rout out the rest of the evil.
He just says that, and Arnold's like, huh? No, I'm just kidding. But you guys just keep kind of heading on down the road, and as we get into a little bit of more of the midday, why don't we go to Venric? Why don't you roll me a d6?
That is a 2.
Okay.
How many hours have we been on the road at this point?
You've been on the road for about 4 hours.
Yeah, Venric's going to knock on the cabin behind us. Hey, what do you guys say about switching it up?
It's a good idea.
Rigel will immediately volunteer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll switch.
Rigel hops out of the wagon.
Kepri says nothing and just sort of
she grabs her book, curls a little further up in the bed. It's just it's so cozy, Kepri. You're even the way you traveled by, I'm guessing via caravan and stuff like that. The wagons were not this nice. You're right. This is style. So yeah, you guys kind of, just as you get past where the road forks, Arno he'll kind of pull over, kind of lets go of the reins, kind of, gets out, talks to the horses, and gives them a little bit of oats. Venric, you hop down. You're just frozen to the bone. You and Clay hops down next to you, and as you guys are, you go toward the back. You see Rigel's already out of the back, and he's nods. I don't know if he says anything, but he instantly
he just kind of hops out and gets in position immediately.
Okay, and Clay is we're getting in the back, sir.
That's right, Clay. Go in and warm up, my boy.
And he doesn't even need to be told twice. He's he just heads on to the back. He like climbs up on in, and he's standing over by the wood stove. And you see Copper's like, sit down, lad. Go ahead. It's all right. And, you notice that Clay, like, knocked his boots off best he could, shook his cloak out. And then he's like, oh, yes. And then you see Copper, he passes over a bottle of you don't know what to Clay, and he takes a little swig, and he's like, he's like, that'll warm you. It'll warm you, lad. Venrig, you climb on in the wagon?
I do, as long as there's room now.
Let's see. So Bertram got out, Rigel got out. Is Arnold staying out there?
Arnold.
No, I'm going to have Arnold go in.
Okay, so someone, you know what, Copper will get up and he'll be like, all right, okay. He's like, he looks at Clay and he's like, just keep the bottle, lad. Then he like clambers out, and Venner, because you come in, you see Clay taking another long pull from this flask. And
Fenric just reaches over and takes it. That'll be enough of that for a minute, lad.
He's like, oh, it really does. And you take a drink, and it's some pretty stout ale. And he's like, it really takes the edge off, sir. You can see he's like rosy cheeked all of a sudden, and he's kind of got a crooked smile already that fast. And funny. Meanwhile, Arnold kind of, passes you. He's like, sure, sir, I could still drive.
No, Arnold, warm up.
Yes, sir, it's better out here. At least the rain's passed. And he kind of like goes in, clambers himself in, and he's just like goes over. He does the same thing Clay did, and he's like standing by the stove. And Kepper, you're looking at these like most of your life, I believe, has been like at home with your family and then at the university. So you've seen in the distance people like this, like just roughnecks and stuff. But you're like,
they're bringing the dirt and the wet in with them.
Yeah, they are, and like they're in and out, and the door is still open, and you're like, like you're pulling Bertram's blankets up, like okay, get it over with. And Copper kind of hops out in the mud, miserable. And again, it's no longer raining, and as Bertram and Rigel and Copper go to clamber up on the buckboard, it's a little tight. Because up front you had Fenric, who's a big man, but then you had Clay, who's just a little skinny kid, and Arnold, who's like not really a big man. You have now you have Bertram, who's Bertram's a big guy. Then you have Rigel. I actually don't know what size is Rigel. What's his build like?
So Rigel is about 5'11". He's actually not overly large. He's about average size.
Average size.
But kind of seeing the spacing of all of it, Rigel will immediately hop off the buckboard, and he kind of looks at Brother Bertram, and he'll just say, I'll walk.
Sure.
I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. And you see Copper's like, he says, there's room. And then he's like, I can scoot over.
Not new to this kind of weather.
All right. And Copper gets in position. You guys notice Copper just kind of sets his bow out next to him and leans back. He's got his own cloak pulled up, and he's like just kind of doing one of these, scanning the trees as you guys begin heading out again. And this just harsh wind is just blowing through the trees and around the stones and everything as you're going. Bertram, it's instantly like the warmth that you had inside is just being seeped immediately away from you as you're.
I need a hat for this bald head.
Well, you have a cloak.
You look around.
Oh, my cloak.
You look around, and you actually see pulling out of his backpack. Rigel is pulling out a very thick woolen cloak that he then pulls on over top of the stuff that he already had on.
See that, Copper? Get one of those.
He seems like he knows how to make it out here in the wilderness. I'm a bit more home in the city streets. Glad he's with us.
Me too.
And all right, and finally you guys get inside. Venric, as you clamber up in the wagon, Clay was shaking. He's like, sir, I should really start cleaning your armor. It's been in the rain. You need to let me see to it.
All right, Clay. We wouldn't want it to rust over. And then
one piece at a time, sir.
All right, that sounds good. And then Venric will hand the bottle over to Arnold. Here,
and Arnold's like, oh, good stuff. And Kepri again, you're like, oh, look at these primates, and they're like passing the bottle around, laughing and talking, and their breath is coming out as steam now that they're inside, and you kind of like after a little while, the wagon starts off, you hear the snap of reins, and this time I'm assuming, Bertram, are you driving or did you want Copper to drive? Bertram's like,
I'll drive.
And the horses take off, and there's again this creaking of the wagon and the swaying of it gently. You find yourself looking at your book. Arnold gratefully goes over, sits in a corner, wraps up, he pulls out what looks like a bedroll and a pack, but he just lays his head on it, and he almost goes instantly to sleep. Like, you can tell he's very at home on the wagon. Squire Clay cleans, half of a grieve, and then he nods out. He is just like holding the grieve and like the polishing rag, and he's just like doing one of these, and Venric kicks him in the rib. No. Venric, do you notice that, Venric? Do you say anything?
I let him sleep.
And he nods out, and you see the knight kind of, you're kind of surprised to see this gentle look on this fierce-looking knight's face as he looks at his squire, and you realize he's a good master. And but as you guys, and Venric, where do you just like sit at the desk, or do you sit on the bed, or just on the floor?
Probably at the desk.
Okay. And you notice you've not done this before. Bertram's desk is bolted to the wall, and it's a sturdy, wide chair. It's kind of low, so even though the wagon's moving, it's very comfortable. And again, these are Bertram's things, so they built them for the big man. So you're very comfortable. It's like actually a padded chair, and as you kind of sit in it, you take care as best you can to like wipe all the rain off of your cloak, and you stamped everything out. And you guys are heading on down the road. You head on for a couple more hours, and it is late afternoon as you are making your way. As you heading on, sorry guys, thought I found it. All right, as you're making your way toward the village of Ruaven, let me just switch over here to that. Go ahead and pull this out. Oops, crap. Let me knock some stuff over, because that's what I'm adept at. Okay.
So Venric, you're a true steel, yes?
I am.
So are you a lord? Do you have a manor somewhere?
Well, no, I'm not the oldest. But yes, I do come from the true steel line.
So what? Oh God.
Fireball!
You're cold, are you?
Sorry, can't help myself.
Here's your sword back. I was just joking.
Forgive me. All right. As you are driving along, where would you be walking, Rigel, the ranger?
Off to the right, he would have kind of come up next to the horses and kind of patted them, but then kind of just been stepped off to the right a little bit.
Kind of like around in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously Copper is up next to Bertram, but there's just not going to be room on that mini for Copper as well. So I need the three of you to give me perception checks.
Yeah. I got an 18.
And I got a 10.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Copper. Let me make Copper's check. And that is with advantage. Oh, yeah. Copper makes it. So, Bertram, you just kind of have your head down, like the wind is blowing, like in your face, and it's cold, and you're watching the road, but you're kind of like watching the road just ahead of you. However, Rigel and Copper, you realize you hear movement, just something's like off in the wind, and you guys, the two of you, will get to react this round as the ambush is sprung.
Wonderful.
Just get all the stuffs out that I need to get. So I do not have, let me shift camera angle. I'll just shift cameras, I should say. So seeing as how I lack cards yet for the others, so this will be Kepri the Wizard.
Nice.
Mhm.
All right, well, it's not ideal, but we're going to say that this is Rigel.
Sounds good.
Like I say, I will... It's weird. It's like you think you've got everything prepped, and you realize, nope, I don't.
Long campaigns. It's hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely... And then there's Copper. All right. So, this round will be them. Be that. It'll be Copper. It will be Rigel. All right. So we're going to go ahead. Oh. And we're going to... You guys tell me when.
Stop.
Ooh.
All right. As this is happening, you're going along. Again, the wind is blowing. It's just a chilly day. Rigel, you hear something, as does the thief sitting up on the buckboard. But just as you're like, wait, you kind of like, Copper's like, hey, do you hear something? And Bertram's like, huh? And Rigel, you heard it about the same time Copper did, like a rustling in the brush. And several figures break cover. The first thing that happens is 3 arrows streak out, one at each of you.
Wonderful.
So, you and Copper will get your dex bonuses to AC. Bertram, you will get neither dex nor shield. So,
Right.
Would we,
Copper,
since we
that is-
hadn't gone,
oh, good point.
just
Good
saying,
point. Nope, fair point. And it wouldn't have mattered because I just rolled a nat 20 on Copper.
Oh, no.
oh no.
Right out of the gates. Rigel, I rolled a nat 19. Bertram, I rolled a nat 12.
That misses Bertram.
Okay.
That definitely hits me.
Okay. So, Bertram, your plate mail armor, an arrow actually like bounces off of your shoulder, like, huh? And however, the thief and the ranger are wearing leather, and it does not bounce off them. So, black will be what Copper takes. Okay, Copper takes 6 points of damage. He gets shot in the torso. So it like his armor holds, but an arrow like sticks in his side a little bit. Gah! And you get hit for 2 in the right arm, Ranger. It doesn't penetrate. It kind of like slices along your upper bicep, cutting through your clothes and stuff. And you can feel it. It hurts. But that is not all
How much
that
damage?
happens. 2.
2. And you guys hear Rigel start swearing in a number of expletives, and you just find out this is kind of part of his personality. He starts swearing like a sailor.
And you guys hear like shouts, yells, and curses from outside the wagon. But we're not done yet. Oh no. Because now you see several people on the road ahead. Let me switch to the other camera. And they're like, let's see. As they start running out, you hear them, all right, take them out.
Wonderful.
And see him kind of coming out of the brush. But that's not all. Oh no. Because you actually have several. Let's see here. You also have several archers. A couple of them up on the rocks. One pretty close over behind a tree. But wait, there's more. Oh yeah, that's right. So you see, amid all of these guys, this guy was over here. You see a larger man. Looks like he's kind of giving orders.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
No, you don't see him. I kid. I joke.
He's there, we just don't see him.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. See, you get it now. You get it. But you actually do see a couple other things. Because as you are, you're taking all this in, and Bertram, you kind of glance up, kind of bemused. You were starting to be half asleep, not really asleep, but kind of droning along. You see a couple of large creatures that look like this,
Ew.
and they step out as well, and they are among these human bandits. And then you see off to one side an ogre as well.
Cool beans.
And that is all they can do because they're getting in position as they come rushing out as the archers fire. Next fastest, Rigel, what's your dexterity?
15.
Okay, so Copper will go next. Good Lord, man, he felt that one. He has no poultices or potions left. He is going to take a shot at one of those archers, and he's like, "They're up on the ridge! Look out!" And as he says that, he looses an arrow. Oh, there we go, and it is true for, wow, max damage, 6 in the right arm.
Shot.
And this
Nice.
bandit tumbles up,
Good
Almost
shot, Copper.
the top as Copper drops him. Let me mark off an arrow for old Copper. Track of that. And then the first blood on the bandits goes to Copper.
Nice.
All right. And as he shoots that guy and he falls, pitches over dead, Rigel.
All right. So I can see that other archer that's still up on the rocks there.
Yep, there's one. You can see an archer across to the right on the rocks, and you can see one that is hunkered down here behind this tree. Well, actually,
Yeah, he's got all that. He's got the horses and kind of a lot of stuff in between. If he's going to take a shot at the guy up on the rocks.
Okay.
Let's see here. Ooh, rolled a 17, so that's a 19 to hit
that is a hit.
for 4 points of damage in the left leg.
All right, and you drop that archer. And he pitches forward as well. Didn't mean to bump that.
And then
Wow.
Rigel is going to drop back about 20 feet.
All right.
And he'll smack the side of the wagon. Get out of here!
Did you guys hear that? Round 2. Well, round 1, because that was technically the surprise round. And here we go. You know what? I'll let you guys call it since this is the first full round for everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah. Copper is going to take a shot. Now, where he's at, he's not going to take a shot at the other archer. He'll take a shot at the other bandit up on the rocks, kind of target of opportunity style. Oh my God, an 18.
Oh,
Nice.
Copper's on fire. Well, that's not even adding in his bonus. So, yeah, actually, technically, he would have hit a dirty 20. So, yeah, that'll definitely hit for 3 points of damage. Let's see what HP this guy's got. And he drops him.
Nice.
well done, Copper.
Nice.
Also rolling crappy hit points, but hey, that's okay. So the third bandit drops to your accurate archers, I gotta say. All right, next up, Rigel the Ranger.
Oh,
He's no stranger to danger.
Whoa. Keep it going.
So Rigel has 40 feet of movement. He
Okay.
is going to spend the rest of his turn moving around the backside of the wagon and over to the tree that is on the left side of the wagon.
Okay, so Rigel is going to shift around, get in position. Just want to make sure. Where's the? Oh, there we go. All right, so. About. Yeah, easily. 40 feet brings you like literally right up behind the tree and cover.
Oh, dang.
you
Okay,
can-
so with so that's just how we get the move. I'm going to try to take a shot at that other archer.
Okay, and on this side, he has no cover against you. On the other
That's what I
side,
was
he did.
hoping.
Yep. Rigel's he's an old veteran, man. He's been to the war.
He's a bit older, yeah. He's going to take a shot. That was only a 13.
That is a hit.
Oh, okay. And that one's for Max in the torso for 6. So for 6.
Slag! And you shoot him right in the heart, and he goes down. Pff, and their final archer is toast. Wow.
Nice work, you two.
Crap.
That's so
Good
fun.
stuff. All right. Sir Venric.
Okay, I'm assuming I heard some of the commotion.
Oh, yeah, you heard, get out here, and like yells and shouts. And
I have no armor on because Clay was cleaning it, so
you have all your armor on except a grieve. Remember, he just took one at a time. So it won't affect your AC. I'm not gonna hose you that way. He said, I'll just clean one piece at a time. Remember, he took the grieve and then he fell asleep. So
Okay.
it's not gonna affect your armor class.
Okay, well then, that being said, I'm gonna step out of the wagon to my left and move as far as I can toward the melee, or I'm gonna go cause the melee.
Okay. All right. So I'll say it's a move equivalent to clamber out, get here, and then you can do a second move. Oh, you probably can't see that. I'd say a second move to get wherever you kind of want to get. Let me see if I can get a better view from the back with the other camera. Okay. So, yep, you clamber out. You kind of you land down in the mud, and where do you want to head?
Around to the left. As I leave, I'm gonna tell Clay, stay put, my boy. I don't know what's out here. Stay until I tell you, and then I'm gonna go around the left.
Okay, so you got another 20 feet of movement. So 20 foot will put you kind of like right up, sort of next to Bertram. I'm going to take this tree top off. That's what I like about these trees.
Mhm.
So we can see a little bit better.
Jenkins.
Feel a little bit better right now.
And so Venric, just as Bertram, you're like, what is happening? You hear, you look to your left and you see Bertram or Venric rounding the side of the wagon. All right, Brother Bertram.
Oh yeah, I am going to cast a spell on myself. Shield of Faith.
Okay.
And with my move action, can I like tie the reins off so that the horses don't gallop off?
Well, you can tie the reins to like the buckboard.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm. But however we would normally leave it, that's what he'll do with his.
Well, I mean, without you at the reins, it's not going to stop them. Like, you're not going to be able to tie their necks back to where they can't run off, is what I'm trying to say. If you let go of the reins, they're going to do what they're going to do.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to the reins then.
Okay.
Arnold,
There's-
get out here!
Them. All right. I got to get Arnold's card out. That's the one I forgot. As soon as you said that, I was like, whoops. He was sleeping. He's like, ah! So, as you yell, Arnold, get out here! You hear these bugbears, and one of them's like, take them down! And they start rushing forward.
Bugbears, that's what they are. Okay, I didn't know that.
They start rushing. A couple of them rush toward the ranger. One of them will get to you. The other one doesn't have quite the movement. This bigger guy runs up toward the armored knight. Despite his bulk, he moves rather quick, as does this bugbear. This guy runs up on you. The other bugbear's here, and the ogre is there. So right now, it's not like they can all attack, but some of them can attack. And so, to start with, you have one bandit swinging at Rigel. It's like, you shot Clem! Never mind, I hated Clem anyway. He hits a 10.
I'm gonna shoot you too.
And the one over to the right is going for Copper. Nope, that's a miss. Which I'm going to need to put Copper out there regardless. So he's still on the buckboard, but I'm just going to set him there so I don't forget he's out there. The leader rushes up to Bertram, and he's going to swing at the reins, Bertram.
Hmm.
And he slices right clean through him. And as he does, he kind of takes his offhand and slaps one of the horses. And
That'll be interesting.
next fastest will be Wizard. What is your dexterity?
It's a great question. It's actually 17.
Oh, that I believe is that's definitely you.
Okay, she looks at Clay and her eyes are so wide. What are we supposed to do? Or not?
Clay is kind of just waking up, and you can see. I'm gonna jump to me for just a second. As you, oh no, that's the wrong camera. Let me do this one. As you say that, Clay kind of is like he sits up. He drops Sir Venric's left greave on the ground, clatters. He's like, what? And and this is all happening at once. You kind of look at Venric. The knight moves quickly, and it's kind of shocking seeing how fast he moves in that armor. Because, like, as you see him clanking around, he's like, as soon as there's danger, he like hops out, lands in the mud. Clay, wait here! And then Clay's like, huh? And then when you so essentially you hear, the clash of metal on metal, the screams of people dying, as people get shot and dropped. And Clay's like, he said, wait here. I don't know. And he kind of stands up, drops the cloth he was using to polish the greave, kicks the greave, oops, and he clumsily grabs his spear, but that's all Clay is going to be doing right now. So what do you...
I'm going to make her make a saving throw because this is really her first engagement,
I like it.
And she's very afraid. What would the best fear one be? Like paralysis, maybe?
Paralysis. I would say
Okay.
paralysis, yeah, for sure.
Oh, actually, I rolled a 17, so she's afeared, but she's gonna clamber out the back of the wagon and see what's going on.
Okay. All right. Oh, no, yeah, there we go. All right, so you get out the back of the wagon. I'll say that is I keep hitting the wrong one. No, go to that one. The diminutive form of the halfling, you kind of jump out the back of the wagon. That's one move equivalent.
Okay, so can I see to where Rigel is, facing off against two guys to my
Give me a
left?
perception check to see if you can hear it.
Okay. Nope, I rolled a 3. She's just gonna timidly creep around the side of the wagon in Venric's wake, just sort of trying to be unobtrusive.
Okay. And she kind of slowly peers around.
Just sort of trying to hide in its shadow.
Yep. You do see Rigel out there, out of the corner of your eyes, though.
Okay. That'll be, yeah, she's just gonna move up a little, maybe 5 more feet, just trying to get...
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, you see these guys rushing, and this guy's swinging a hatchet right at the ranger's face. He's backing up with a snarl. He's got an arrow knocked.
And she's like so wide-eyed and sweating. She's just like panicking a little bit.
All right. Grab. Yeah, this is a new experience for her. Okay. The hosses. They rush forward, and as they do, you can see the ogre and bugbears were waiting for just this. They step aside as the wagon starts rumbling through.
Oh no!
Sweet.
Now I'm so exposed!
As it gets to this point, there is a part of the road that has been dug out, and the wagon axles smash the front wheels just, and the wagon like slams into it. And as it does, we're gonna actually do a new thing. The wagon wheel is gonna have to make an item saving throw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need is an 11 or higher on a d20.
No, I got an 8.
All right. One of the front tires, which one? Left tire? Yep. It breaks. Kind of the spoke, the outer rim just cracks. It doesn't like shatter into a million pieces or anything, but it definitely breaks. And Bertram, give me a saving throw versus paralysis, or be thrown from the buckboard.
No, I fail.
All right. So you take a point of damage as you were thrown, and you land in the mud. You're prone, like right next to one of these horses. The horses, for their part, now that the reins are cut, they're going to need to give me for each of them a d20. They're trying to just break loose of the remaining harness and flee.
Okay, that is a 12 for one of them.
Okay.
And the other one got a 6.
Okay, so the first one, the tan snaps free and runs and like just snaps free and bolts. The other one is straining, but he's still tied in there.
Okay.
All right. Squire Clay, it is his turn, but he also needs to make a saving throw versus paralysis to keep his feet, Sir Venric, within the wagon.
All right. He's a 15. No, he got a 6.
All right. Clay, I'm going to say his turn is blown because as he's kind of getting up, he's talking to this wizard who is much quicker. She hops out the back of the wagon and he's like clumsily, he's trying to grab the spear. He kicks the greave again across the back of the, he's like, God! He's trying to catch it. And all of a sudden the wagon takes off. He's flung backwards. He takes a point of damage as he smacks his head off the side of the wall. Arnal also must make a saving throw versus paralysis. Brother Bertram.
Okay, I don't have his stats.
Okay, so
But,
just roll me a d20.
He got a 7.
Nope, he fails as well, takes a point of damage. You don't have his hit points or anything?
I got his hit points.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yep, he just saves as a 0 level human. So he takes a point of damage, and he too is prone, losing the rest of his turn.
Okay.
Because the bandits ambush. And you see the bandit, the brigand leader. Finally, something goes to plan. All right, here we go. Squire Clay.
Okay, I think at this, well, Clay would get back to his feet, and well, I mean, Venric told him to stay put, but I don't know, maybe a morale check to see if he actually listens.
I think he needs a morale check because he doesn't know what's going on. The wagon seems to be falling apart around him, and he's just like, "What is happening right now?"
All right. So what is this? Is 2d6, right?
Yep, 2d6, and you're looking for his morale or lower.
I needed an 8, and I rolled an 8.
Okay. He starts to head toward the exit, and he's rubbing his head. He's bleeding a little bit. He looks over at Arnold, who looks like he's twisted his shoulder. Arnold sits up, and he's like, "What are you doing, lad? We got to get out of here." And he's like, "Sir Fenric said stay in the wagon. I'm going to obey orders."
Good. There's an
Sir?
ogre right there, lad.
Sir Fenric.
Okay. Venric is going to move up to the bandit leader.
Fenric is kind of pissed.
He's pissed right now. Yeah, he's going to do his best to sink his axe into this guy's head. You brigand dog! Oh, that is a dirty 20.
Nice.
That's gonna do it.
Okay, that would be 10 points of damage in his right leg.
Okay, he still stands. He is badly wounded as this axe just chops into his legs. Ugh! He goes down to one knee as you sink it into his upper thigh, but he does not drop. He is very, very injured. Wizard,
Okay.
Free the mage.
Feeling very, very exposed here. She is going to move up behind Rigel, sort of taking shelter behind him.
Okay.
And she's going to cast Cause Fear on the one that is not in combat with him.
Okay.
So make me a saving throw versus spells.
All right. This is. Oh, that's not. He doesn't have a good. No, he is going to fail.
Okay, so he is frightened. He has to flee directly away by the most direct route at his top speed.
Okay. So you see this guy. Oh, the camera is still not really ideal for what I'm trying to show you. So you see this guy here's like, and he flees away from the tiny little gnome off into the wilderness.
And Rigel kind of
halfling.
looks around and he's like, "What the?" And he just sees this little tiny halfling. He's like, "What just happened?"
He's so big, I had to get him out of here.
All right. Well done, Kepri. Meanwhile.
Oh boy, I'm glad I moved.
All right, let's see. We got someone there. We got this guy's going to step up to Copper. This bugbear's going to come up.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
This guy's going to come up here on Venric. Meanwhile, the ogre is going to turn, and he and the bugbear, they begin. Let me give you guys a little bit better view if I'm able. Maybe I can give you a better view of this camera. One day I'll get this all worked out. Probably if we were to ever have like a camera guy. You could see the ogre and the bugbear. The ogre's got this massive spiked club, and the bugbear has a morning star, and they start smashing at the back wheels. And they begin to wail into... Give me saving throws for those back wheels, Brother Bertram. You need an 11.
Okay. For the first one, got a 4. And the second one, I got an 11.
All right, so the bugbear is smashing away. He doesn't quite seem to break it, but this ogre's club just crushes the wheel on that side. And you see your precious temple just, it kind of like sinks into the mud as that back wheel is cracked even further. Next fastest, which I think is, let's see, Rigel, what's your dexterity?
15.
Oh, that's right. Copper has you just beat. So Copper is the next fastest. Yeah, he still has his bow. He's going to take a step back and shoot one of these guys. Oh, let me jump to a different camera. Shoot one of these guys that's stepping up on him. He's like, "Ugh!" And he launches an arrow. Oh, but he's under duress, and the arrow misses. And, does not do it. So, okay. All right. Meanwhile, Arnold, he's going to be like, Bertram said, get out of the wagon, boy. You stay if you want to. He is going to jump out of the wagon. And I want you to just take a good look at how precarious his situation is.
Don't look good.
Oh, no.
He's going to need a morale check, Bertram, as he jumps out of this wagon and realizes there's these massive creatures all around him.
Okay. I don't have his morale, but I do have the morale of the horses. I don't know if that's the
I
same
didn't give
or
you
not.
all that? I'm sorry, man. I should have given you all his stats. Just go ahead and roll 2d6.
Okay, I got it fixed.
Okay, yep. His morale is 7. He gets out. He's like, what the? He pulls his little dagger. Bertram, where are you? What do you want me to do?
Run to Venric.
Okay, and he will run to Venric with his secondary action. Oops. Need to do that.
The timing was off. See, with the command, was supposed to have happened differently.
He starts running up this way, and he kind of skids to a stop in the mud, seeing Venric locked into combat with, there's a pretty sizable melee that's happening back here. And it's like, he's just, and he like does that kind of heels in the mud, almost falls back. And he kind of pauses there. Brother Bertram.
All right, I want to get up.
All right. It's a move action. You kind of clamber to your feet.
And I'm going to smash my hammer on the ground.
Oh!
Oh,
Yeah, you do.
Nice.
30-foot radius.
Okay. 30 feet, you say.
Yep.
That will be none of your comrades. It will be the ogre. Well, it'll actually be Squire Clay, the ogre, the bugbear, and your horse.
Oh, God, I'm sorry about Clay. I didn't realize.
It's all right. He's safe. This
Honestly,
is one more
Bertram
round.
probably doesn't even know he's still in
No,
there, so that's so
that's
fair.
It's just chaos right now. There's no way he could know that.
Yep, so that means... Let's see my hammer right here. This thing gone. Save versus paralysis or be knocked prone.
Okay.
This is Clay.
Well, let's
too,
start with... Yep, this is Clay, too. Let's start with Clay.
All right. He needs a 15. He got a 15.
Nice!
Okay. Clay is not knocked prone. Does he take damage from it?
Not, okay, it says be knocked prone and take d4 damage and stun for 1 round.
Okay,
So,
so you
even
made the
if you're
save.
not
So
knocked... Okay, go ahead.
sounds like he doesn't take damage since he made the save.
That's what I hear it as, too.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought it was. Okay, so Clay holds his feet. What about your horse?
All right, he's got a paralysis of 14, so...
I'm going to
You
have
got
him
a
roll that with
15.
advantage. Okay, I was going to say he would roll with advantage because he has 4 feet.
That makes sense.
Nice.
All right. Meanwhile, the bugbear is going to roll, if I can find a die. Need this. No! The bugbear is not prone.
Nice.
He will take how much? Well, we'll get to that in a second. The ogre. I rolled a 2. He is also. He is knocked prone as well.
Leave my temple alone!
That was clutch, Bertram. That was clutch, man.
Good stuff.
God, I'm pissed! The damage on that is for 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And
But
they
they're
are
also stunned as well for their next round.
stunned for a round, yes.
Okay. All right. So they're knocked prone, they smack into the ground, and they are stunned for 1 round. Okay. The horse that is remaining that is there, it is going to make another strength check, and it's going to roll with a +2 because it's freaking out now that thunderclaps are going off right next to it and everything.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Oh, yeah. It snaps free and is gone.
Run to freedom! Run to freedom!
Finally, Rigel, the ranger. Let me cut and give you a better view for yourself.
Okay. At this point, Rigel is going to, with this guy running up on him, he is going to kind of with his one hand hold the bow or the arrow and bow that he had in his one hand, and he's going to pull a hand axe and go to sink it into this guy.
Nice.
It's a 12 plus 3, actually, because I kept forgetting my chosen enemy is humans.
Oh, that's right, because he's a soldier.
Yep, he was a scout. So, so yeah, that was so 15.
That is it.
Okay, so that is going to be for 4 points of damage in the torso.
All right, and you sink this axe into this bandit's torso, and he falls dead to the ground. And Kepri, this is maybe the
Just kill
closest
that
you've
guy.
ever seen. What's that?
You just killed that guy. He's dead.
Yep, you've never quite seen that. It just blood fountains out of this guy's chest as he just splits him just wide open. All right, next
And Reggie kind of looks
round.
back to Kepri. We're going to be doing a lot of that.
We are? I don't think I want to.
All right, first up, Squire Clay.
Okay. Well, I mean, what is it? A morale check again?
I would say he would at least yell out at you, Venric, and be like, "What's going on, sir? You want me to stay in here still? This thing's falling apart."
And then Venric would return, Clay, by my side.
All right, Clay will take his move action, get out, and then he has 30 feet of movement, I believe.
Yes, because he's in studded, so.
Oh, yeah. He can get right next to you, Sir Venric. Runs over through the brush and the trees. A lot of fallen leaves are down and stuff. All right. Brother Bertram.
I'm going to move up on an ogre and attack him.
You mean the helpless prone ogre? That's not very
Yeah,
supporting.
that's the one.
Yeah, they're so helpless.
Light.
Roll damage. He is stunned.
Oh, perfect. 6 damage in the torso. Crunch.
Yep, as you just bury this hammer in this ogre's chest. He's like, oh!
Nice.
Them. All right. Well, the ogre and the bugbear are stunned. They do nothing. Meanwhile, the rest of these guys, these guys here are going to step up on Copper. Oops. And they're going to try to eviscerate him. Oh, that's a miss, but that's a 16. So the one, he kind of steps up with his short sword and stabs Copper for 3 points. Oh! Copper is like, as he gets stabbed, where does he get stabbed? He gets stabbed in the torso again, and he kind of lurches back as this guy is trying to disembowel him. And he's like holding his side, but it doesn't quite drop him, but he is teetering. Meanwhile, the bugbear swings on Sir Venric, as does the ogre. About a 13, Venric.
That is a miss.
Oh, not the ogre, I'm sorry. The brigand, he also swings. Yeah, the bandit, he's not the chief. He's a brigand. He thinks he's something, but he's really not all that. He swings. He is going to hit a 7, so yeah, probably.
About that.
And at this point, they thought they had you guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing these attacks, and I'm still on Bertram. He thought he had you guys' measure, like, yeah, we're about to do something here. And when both he and this massive bugbear that's like 6.5 feet tall run up and swing, and Venric, you block his blow with your shield and turn the bugbear's attack aside with your battle axe, like without really that much effort. And he looks like, perhaps I've looked at this the wrong way. And look there, Sir Venric.
Oh, real quick.
Yes.
The guy that's running, he can make a new save every round. He has 2 more rounds of running.
Okay, gotcha. Let me give him a save. No, he's going to keep running. A 4 doesn't cut it.
Okay.
Ah! He's so far away now you can't even hear him scream.
All right, after blocking the brigand's swing with my shield, I will return the blow with my battle axe. No, that is a miss. That's a 9.
All right. It's like it got hung up a little bit with this bugbear's mace, and it was kind of a clumsy swing. Copper he's gonna draw his short sword and try to sell his life as dearly as he can. He's like, "You bastards! Ah! Oh, an 18, yes.
He's rocking at this
Fire
session.
Nice.
Minimum damage though. Crapola. So, but so 1 point of damage.
Ew.
So I just realized I wrote this down. It's a Masterwork Silver short sword, so that does not give a bonus to damage, just to hit. All right, and that brigand or bandit, he's not a brigand. He is still on his feet. All right, that was Copper. Cutting over now. The horses are running. Next fastest would be, I believe, Rigel the Ranger.
Okay. Yeah. Rigel is gonna run up onto the side of this brigand and go to sink this hand axe into his side.
Okay, run up next to Squire Clay.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Oh, yes.
Oh, good lord. Well,
Yeah. Let's see. So that's 3, 4, 5, because it's a chosen enemy. So that's 10 points of damage in his right leg.
okay. Well, he was already very wounded by Venric and almost dropped, and you
Out of
sink
nowhere,
this
this
axe.
ghost comes in.
Yeah, it's like you just, and he just, as you sink it into his knee, he gives out a blood-curdling scream as he drops, just collapses to the ground.
And then
It's like the good old days, right?
Rigel is actually gonna let go of the hand axe as he's kind of like falling over, and it's sunk into his leg. And how much movement did he use getting around the tree there?
Like 15 feet.
Okay, he is going to move back and behind that fallen log.
Okay, getting cover. Smart. I hate it. Okay.
And that is his turn.
Kepri, the mage. So
Okay.
much blood, so much violence.
Yes, she's a little afraid of you now, Rigel, but she thinks you have a great idea, so she's going to double move and also get into cover behind that tree.
Right next to the ranger, who's starting to make you feel rather safe.
Right, she's like almost like too close to you, like a kid would be when they're scared, like kind of bumping into your legs.
You
and
know what's
stuff.
funny? I was literally thinking, because like Rigel was getting ready to drop back, like towards the wagon earlier, and then he would have looked around and turned around. She was right there. He's like, "Ah, crap! I can't move."
She's like,
Trips
"Protect
over.
me."
He's like, "Fine." So that's
All
when he
right.
pulled up the hand axe.
Arnal, he rushes the bugbear. He made
Oh,
his
good God.
his check. Go ahead and have Arnal try to stab him, Brother Bertram.
All right. How about a 12?
Ooh, that's not going to do it.
He's not
It's-
plus anything, I'm assuming.
Nope, +0.
Yeah.
He rushes up, dagger in hand, and goes to stab it. Like, it doesn't even hit the bugbear's armor. He wildly underestimated his reach. And it's like, and again, Venric, you see this because he's right there as he starts running up to help you. He's like, "I'm here, sir!" And he misses by like a good 6 inches, even coming near the bugbear's arm. It doesn't even come close to him. All right. Kepri the mage.
Okay. Oh. She's just gonna hold because she's not
Okay.
running out there.
What? Okay. Squire Clay.
Okay, Squire Clay will get kind of between Arnal and Venric and use the reach on his spear, and he'll poke out at the bugbear.
Yep. See, he's got that spear, so.
Well, that is a miss.
All right. Clay jabs forward, but the bugbear turns it aside. Well, it's really his armor more than anything. Rigel.
Okay. Rigel is going to, I don't know if he'll need to make a acrobatics check for this. He's going to step up onto this log.
No, doesn't have to worry about that.
Okay. Then he's going to step up onto it, and he's going to shoot that ogre that is laying on the ground over there.
I knew that was coming. Apparently, he's
so
just there.
He's not +3 anymore. He's +2 for this.
Okay.
Apparently, it didn't matter because he rolled still pretty good. That's a 17 in the head.
That is a hit.
For 6 points of damage.
Oh,
Wow. The ogre, flops and you kind of, from your vantage, you kind of saw him twitch as Bertram sunk his hammer into his chest, and right as he sits up, you shoot him in the side of the head. It doesn't quite kill him, but it scores a deep groove off of, he's got such a thick skull, and Bertram, you see this arrow just pang, and for a minute you think he's dead, but he's still moving.
Please tell me he makes the sound from Lord of the Rings that the cave troll makes when he gets shot in the head.
Yep. Sir Venric.
Okay. Venric will turn his attention to the bugbear fully. Actually, yes, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to move around to where I'm next to Copper. That way I'm threatening the bandit so he's been getting mobbed this whole fight, so.
All right. You kind of step around the bugbear, gracefully pirouetting, and you attack the bandit or the bugbear?
I'm going to go with the bugbear, but I wanted to just be next to him. All right, 19.
That's a hit.
All right. For 5 in the right leg.
Okay.
Minimum
You
damage.
Cleave into the bugbear's legs. Oh, he still stands. Does not fall. Copper. Thank the gods. He is going to try to stab the guy he stabbed last time. Oh, but he's ebbing and he misses terribly with his blade. Meanwhile, Arnall is going to try to stab the bugbear again. He's like, we've got him on the run, lads!
War leader Arnold. Oh, dude, he hit a 13 though.
That's a miss.
He feels good about it.
Oh, he does.
Like,
He
I was
thinks he
closer.
stabbed him, and he doesn't realize. And even Squire Clay has fought enough now to where he's like, I think I got him. He's like, you stabbed him in his metal and leather shoulder pad. You didn't actually stab him.
I heard him. I could tell.
And Brother Bertram.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing on an ogre again.
Ooh, can he finish him? Just do damage.
All
'Cause he
right,
still hasn't got to go.
for 4 points of damage. In the left leg.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow!
Batter this ogre's femur. Oh, and the ogre is done.
And I'm gonna move.
Wow. You
Good
know,
stuff.
I regret that hammer so much now.
It's the first time I used it, and it was
yes,
chef's
it was
kiss.
awesome.
It was Chef's Kiss. That turned the tide of this whole fight, dude. Well
Oh,
done.
yeah.
It really
fun.
did.
You busted up my wagon, no. Bust you with my hammer. I go to as far as I can get to the prone bugbear.
Bertram the Bard.
I like it. What's your movement, Bertram? 20?
20 feet.
Yeah, you pretty much get up on him.
Bugbear's like,
All right.
"Hey, just kidding.
Yeah. Joke's on you.
All right. Them. Okay, so let's see. We got morale checks to make, people.
Mhm.
Because these guys are, things are not going well. So I'm going to separate it up by the bugbears. Nope, they don't want any of this. So this one takes off at a dead sprint into the forest. And there's this moment where, Venric, as you look, you realize Arnall thinks he had a hand in that victory. Arnall really thinks his dagger strike might be what he's like. It was a group effort, really. He's already congratulating himself and you guys. He's like, well done, lads. And he keeps he kind of does this little spin of his dagger, drops it in the mud, realizes that he did, picks it back up real fast. He's like, I want to thank the Academy. Well done, everyone.
Maybe I
Meanwhile,
need a spear.
This bugbear gets up and starts to trundle off that way. That's as far as he can get right now. The bandits. No, they don't want any of this either. They go running off the other direction into the woods. I need to know, do you guys give chase?
No, but Rigel will take a shot at whatever he can see at this point.
Oh, he's got a bugbear 15 feet away from him.
Yeah, I figured he could still see that guy, so he's going to take a shot at that thing as he's running away.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Bertram would try to run one turn or one round after this thing. If it outpaces him.
And this thing is just, it's quite a bit faster than you.
That is only a 14.
That bugbear has an AC 14.
Oh, okay.
As you shoot him in the back.
Yeah, 4 points of damage in the torso.
Okay, that one drops as well.
Yeah, good shot. Hold on a second. Good shot. 2 times, good shot.
Peppery
Hey,
is
man,
throwing up
nice
into
shot.
the mud over by this tree.
Venric, he'll walk up to Arnold and he'll nod. You fought valiantly, and then he'll turn to Copper. And Copper, he's gonna like pat on his shoulder. My friend, you've become quite the warrior yourself.
Thank you, sir. And Copper goes and sits down under a tree, and you realize he's bleeding really badly. He's in rough shape, Venric. As you kind of pat him, you pull your hand away, and it's sticky with blood.
Brother Bertram, Copper is in need of assistance. He needs healing.
Of course. I'll walk over to him and cast a Cure Light on him. Hey, for 6 points of healing.
Hey!
Nice.
Yeah, Copper had 1 hit point left.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was in
man.
bad shape.
He was
He was
holding off,
tanking that
though.
whole fight. He was tanking that whole fight, man. Like,
Yeah, he was.
He couldn't get out of it, but man, that second level made a big difference for him.
Oh yeah, yeah. It took him up to 10 HP, and he was like,
the way. Sorry, Rigel is going to be going around, picking his arrows out of the 6 dead bodies that he shot because he hit everyone that he shot at. And he will also pick up his hand axe.
"All right, I will."
You haven't lost a shot. You haven't lost a step since the war.
I will let you get a percentage of the arrows back because some of them may have snapped as they fell and things like that. But yeah, Venric, you kind of remember Rigel's prowess back in the army days.
Not the fastest and not the strongest, but I've got a pretty true aim. So percent items? 60%. 60% of 6 is what, 4 rounded up?
Yep, you go for most of them. You're able to get. A couple of them snapped off as you dropped them, and they fell over into the mud and they broke. But you can see Copper. He's like, "Oh man, no wonder you knights wear metal armor." As he kind of like winces, he looks up at you gratefully, Bertram. He's like, "Thank you, sir." He kind of stands up, and you can see where his leather is kind of gouged open in a couple spots in his torso. He bled all over the front of his clothes and his armor and stuff, but he's like and Arnold turns around and he's like flush with Venric's compliment. He's like, "The wagon!" And he's like runs up, "Ooh!" And he's like almost like someone died. He's just like, 2 wheels.
Yes, Brother Bertram, it seems we have a wagon to repair. How far from Ruaven are we?
You are. Take a look and get my head out of the map. You think you're just probably a couple hours away. You're not far. And with that eye roll, let's take 5. So, in the aftermath of this battle, Arnold runs up, brokenhearted about the condition of his beloved wagon, his traveling temple that he cares for, and you all begin to assess, what does my party do?
Right.
Henrik, we got no horses and busted wagon wheels. we can't move it.
Right. Rigel, do you think you can track these horses?
It might take me some time. I mean, I could find them, but like I say, it'll take a little while. Yeah, I would imagine they bolted pretty far.
Perhaps, Copper. Perhaps you should accompany Rigel.
Of course, sir.
The rest of us can set up some kind of camp here. Is there any way we can push the wagon just off of the trail a bit?
With 2 broken wheels, I would say you guys could use your combined strength, but you'd have to roll with disadvantage.
Brother Bertram, you want to roll that?
Heck no, I am bad at rolling, Joel. I mean, Sir Venric.
All right, I'll roll it.
So, what's everybody's combined strength that's going to be helping?
I got a strength of 14,
Well, just the bonus, I mean.
+1.
Okay,
so
Fenrir's got +3.
It's 4.
Yeah, before Rigel goes off, he'll give you guys a hand. He's got +1.
So that's 5.
What's Copper got?
What's Copper's +0 to his strength.
Oh, it's Clay.
He's just
so.
average strength. What is Capri's?
0.
Okay, so you guys have a +5, but you're rolling with disadvantage, Venric True Steel.
Right. No. Best I could do is a 12.
Okay, as you're trying to move it, you're starting to get it up out of the rut, but it's slipping in the mud. Again, you have the front left wheel and the back right wheel are both just busted. And give me a save for that back left wheel, Brother Bertram, as you guys are trying to move it to see if it holds up under this.
$14.
Okay, it holds, but that's kind of what brings you up short, Venric. Arnold's like, wait, stop. You're gonna break this wheel. We have to stop. We can't.
All right. Well,
Bertram will take a look at the wheels. He's got a carpentry background skill,
Okay,
so it can be done.
give me a carpentry check.
while Bertram is doing this and Rigel and Copper are looking for the horses, Clay and Venric will start to set up a camp.
Okay. You can set it up. Let me just shift over to the other camera real quick. You can kind of set it up pretty much. Oh, dang it. It's one thing I wish it's easier to do. Anyhow, like you got like these rocks here or the rocks between maybe the wagon and there's a tree there. It's up to you, of course, how you want to set up camp.
Kind of between the rocks, the wagon, and the tree there.
Okay. What are you have your tent, Venric? You set that one up?
Yeah, we set up our tent, and then we'll start to we'll gather firewood to start fire.
Okay. Is anyone else?
Sorry, go ahead.
But nope, you're good.
As they're like making this plan real, like Venric, you feel a tug on your cloak.
Yes.
We're gonna stay here? You're really?
Well, at least until we get the wagon back on the road. There's no way we can move it right now, so we're out of options.
But they know where we are. What if they come
Yes.
back?
Well, we'll be ready. At least this time it won't be an ambush. We'll always keep one person on watch.
What if it's me on watch?
No, you don't have to watch alone if you don't want to. There's enough where we can double up. If it makes you comfortable, Kepper, you can keep watch with me when it's my shift.
I feel more comfortable in a town, but and she's like so pale, like just still like she's shaking out in this cold. Like, is this what you guys do all the time?
Oh, yes. This is the life of an adventurer, my friend.
Really?
Yes, this is common. We've been ambushed at least a half a dozen times in the last few months. The one time, there's these nightmarish beasts that attacked us in the middle of the night. I've never even seen them. I don't even know what they were. Almost took Brother Bertram's head right off.
They're killers.
Awesome.
That's what they are.
Yes.
And far from like being comforted by that, she looks more afraid.
Yeah, this little tiny halfling just looks
Nightmare
terrified.
beasts? Really? Out here?
You should have seen the claws on these things. They were big as a man's chest. Well,
But Sir Venric, I think, Capri, one thing you should be aware of, and Bertram will stop what he's doing and get up and grab his holy symbol and cause the light to shine. The light is with us, and it protects.
I mean, does it like all the time? It does. I mean,
It
no
does.
offense, but I don't really know that much about the light of yours.
None taken.
It didn't feel like it was protecting me just now.
Well, I gesture at the dead ogre. The
Well-
light works. And arrows.
Pepper, you've not a scratch on you, my friend. And for what it's worth, anytime we've come up against any beast like that, we've driven them off or killed them.
Okay.
You are with capable company, I promise you, my friend. And Brother Bertram probably wouldn't mind if you stayed inside the wagon while we make the repairs.
Not at all. Make yourself comfortable, Capri. I got a 21 on my check, Brad.
Okay. You realize, Bertram, there's pretty considerable work that's got to be done to the wheel. And I will say you have one wheel as a spare, but not two. So it's going to take you the rest of this day with darkness coming on. You can get one wheel, swapped out, but
I'll
you're
set to
going to
that.
have to go get another wheel. And Arnall will help right at your side. So you guys start working then?
Yeah, I'll let Venric know.
Do you change out the... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead and ask your question.
Do you change out the front left or the back right tire?
I'll just take a look, see which one is the most busted, and change it.
The front left one. I mean, that's the one that just slammed into...
Yeah.
It's pretty much shattered because it slammed into that rut that they covered over with leaves in the road.
I'll go ahead and start on that one.
Okay.
Sir Venric, I think we can change one of these wheels, but the other one is destroyed, and it's not going to move without a replacement.
Well, I believe we're only a few hours from Ruaven. Perhaps Clay and I could journey to the town to get another wheel. It's either that or we wait till Rigel and Copper come back and we all go, but I don't think we should leave the caravan here.
No, I'll stay with the temple.
All right. Would I know if Clay and I could make it to town before nightfall?
It'd be a crapshoot. You'd have to hoof it, and you'd probably get it. It'd be right at nightfall, or it would be full dark. You could probably get there by torchlight. But it's the day is getting on.
Well,
You have to leave like right away.
I say we wait for the morning. We'll leave first thing in the morning. But there's a chance Rigel will make it back with the horses, so perhaps we could make it even faster.
Very true. Is anyone wounded or hurt?
Actually, what? No, that was the second. You know what? Actually, you guys didn't roll a third check. In lieu of the third check, it was this. So that was still afternoon. So from where you are, just because I don't want to tell you wrong, you could actually get to town. Yes, Venric. It would be dark by the time you got there, but you could get there. What were you asking, Bertram?
I was just asking if anyone was wounded from the fight.
You healed Copper up. He's only down 3, so he's doing pretty well.
Hey,
I
if
think
nobody,
he's the only one that got hit.
I'm gonna hit him
Rigel.
with Rigel.
Yeah, Rigel he took an arrow right in the beginning of the combat.
He is
Rigel's already gone though.
gone though. I'm gonna
He's
use
a
another
soldier.
cure light then on Copper.
Copper's gone too, remember?
Oh
Yeah.
dang it! I forgot.
Well,
Besides which, you were working on a wagon wheel, correct?
Yes.
Because you guys got to work to get this done by dark.
Okay.
So Venric,
You
what
ain't
did
got
you
no
decide?
jacks.
What'd you say, Ben?
we are just going to wait until the morning because
Okay.
even if we get to town tonight, that means we're going to have to either stay there or travel back at night. So we'll just wait till the morning in hopes that Rigel gets back with horses.
All right. So, is anyone else setting up any other kind? Now, as far as you guys can sleep in the temple as well. I mean, or whoever Bertram wants to let. There, the interior is not damaged, although stuff was kind of knocked all over. But is anyone else setting up? Actually, obviously not Rigel and Copper. But is there any other tents to be set up?
No, I don't have one.
I think Arnold has a small one, but
he will set. Well, no, he won't.
He's helping me.
He's working with you, and you guys have to. He would actually ask, like, Sir Venric, could perhaps your squire set my little tent up for me? It's going to be dark soon, and we need as much room as possible, I think.
Yes, Clay, see it done.
Very well, sir. And Clay will just set this little tent up over here.
Kepper, you're welcome to sleep in my bed. I will sleep on the floor in the temple.
Oh, thank
Do you want
That's
Clay to get Clay would ask if you want him to get a fire going as well.
Yes, Clay.
All right. And he starts looking for dry wood and stuff. And within the hour, he's got camp set, a crackling fire going. Rigel, I need you to give me a survival check. Going after the first horse.
With advantage, correct?
Oh, yep. This is a class skill.
Okay. Well, it didn't matter because I rolled 2 18s.
Oh, wow.
So it's a 19 in total.
Okay. All right. So you track down the first horse. Let's see. Copper's gone. You're gone. Venric and Squire Clay are working about the camp. Where are you, little mage?
She will be up on the rocks just keeping watch because she's afraid they're gonna come back.
Like just right there or really high up on the rocks?
No, not super high, just she's sort of look out into the forest, just watching for anything to come back.
And you guys glance over a couple of times, Venric, and you kind of see her just up there. She looks very pale, little smudge of dirt on her face. She's clutching, I'm guessing, is it a staff she carries?
Yeah.
She's clutching it very tightly, and just watching everything. And even Clay is like, I think she's scared, sir. I mean, I think you did a good job, but she seems very afraid.
Perhaps you should sneak around the rocks and scare her.
Yes, that's a great idea. Meanwhile, they didn't realize she had a lightning bolt at the ready, and she incinerates, or just blasts
I
Clay
actually
apart.
do have shocking grasp, so that's a terrible idea.
All right, so Rigel, you pick up the trail of the first horse, and Copper's kind of like, he's trailing in your wake, and you realize, although he's not really a woodsman, he's definitely quiet. And you appreciate that as he kind of trails along in your wake. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't ask a bunch of stupid questions. He just kind of follows you, stepping where you step. And you realize
thinks to himself, like in this moment, like Copper in his past life, Copper would have made another good scout.
Yes, you realize that for sure. He doesn't know the woods like you do, but again, he makes no idle chatter. He doesn't step on every twig. He's very quick, efficient with his movements and everything. And before long, after about an hour, you guys see the horse up ahead. It's very agitated. It's like eating grass, but it sees you and it kind of raises its head in fear.
All right. Rigel is going to he's actually going to look around and see if he can see just any berries like that would be nearby that he might know that have a sweet taste to them.
Yeah, you find some, a berry bush glancing around, pick a few off.
And he'll kind of slowly, and he'll kind of stay small. He'll slowly kind of go over to the bush, pick a handful of these berries, and then kind of slowly make his way towards this horse with kind of his hand out with these berries in his hand as he kind of slowly making. Whoa, okay. It's all right.
Give me a handle animal check, but add an extra 2 for the berries.
Okay. And I have wild empathy, so good. That is a 15.
Okay. And the horse kind of slowly, he's very tense, but you kind of slowly come out, hand open. He gives a little whicker and eats the berries, and then kind of nuzzles your hand and allows you to pet him. And as you kind of start petting him, you can just feel the tension drain out of his neck, and you're able to grab him by the halter. And you could ride him now at this point, or you could just lead him along with you. There's enough of the lead left where you can just hold it, depending on what you want to do.
Copper. Might be best if this thing will let you come up here close to it. How do you do with
horses?
And he does.
I'm not much of a rider, but I mean, I've handled him a time or two, and I've been around this horse quite a lot. And as he gets up, you can see the horse kind of blows, snorts a little bit, and sniffs at Copper, and then he calms down, recognizing his scent.
And, well, it might be best if you lead this thing back to camp, and I'll go find the other one.
Okay, if you think that's... Go ahead and roll me a d6, Rigel. Just see if you guys have any encounters out here in the wilds.
That is 5.
That would have been so cool. I'm gonna attack. All right, and Copper's like, yeah. If you think that's best, I can follow our back trail.
That way, I'm not. While I'm trying to sneak up on the other one, we're not dealing with the clip clop of horses and all that.
Fair enough. And he kind of slowly mounts up, because again, it's bareback. This thing doesn't have a saddle, and he kind of looks over at you. He's like, I'm glad you're with us, Rigel. He kind of holds out a hand.
Rigel shakes it. I'm glad to be here.
And
nice to meet you.
Again, it's this moment where like Rigel and Copper, they're not the flashy ones. They're not like the dashing hero types, but they're the grim-faced killers behind the scenes that kind of get stuff done in a lot of ways too. And they have that moment of recognition between them, and Copper goes unsteadily riding off. He's doing okay, but he's not going much above like a canter as he goes away. Rigel, go ahead and give me another survival check as you try to track down the second horse.
Okay, I can return into the forest and look in the direction. Let's see here. That is going to be a 16 on that one.
All right, you pick up. You realize you've got maybe an hour of daylight. You're like moving a little quicker now, but you do pick up the trail of the horse, and you track this horse down. And whereas the other one was just like in a meadow eating, this one's over near a small stream, just drinking water. And it too, its head kind of comes up, and it looks tensely around.
Okay. At this point, Rigel is actually going to get on his... So he said it's down by a stream?
Yep.
Rigel is actually going to get on his hands and knees and begin crawling towards the stream.
All right.
Kind of making himself as small as possible in the viewpoint of this horse.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Okay. Oh, actually, Rigel isn't actually trying to necessarily be stealthy. He's not trying to hide from it. He's just trying to keep himself small in the viewpoint of this thing, so as to not maybe freak it out so much.
Okay, gotcha. I misunderstood. Okay, yep. You kind of take a lower profile as you kind of crouch.
But he's not going directly towards the horse. He's going kind of like off to the side of it, towards the stream.
Gotcha. All right, and you kind of edge your way slowly over toward it. It's kind of whickering, like its head. It's watching you. It's not running. It's alarmed. It takes a step back though, kind of is looking, trying to figure you out.
And Rigel actually leans forward and actually drinks straight from the stream, and then kind of looks up to the horse a bit, and actually pulls. Let me see here. No, he doesn't have anything there. So after that point, he's going to kind of, again, stay low, but try to sort of put his one hand out and kind of like inch towards this horse, but again, staying kind of on his hands and knees,
Okay.
going close.
Give me a handle animal check,
Okay.
as it's pretty calm now to where
Rolled a 19, so that is 20. Dirty 20.
all right. As you kind of hold your hand up, just kind of out to the side, right as it's coming down to drink again, and it lowers its nose down and it starts drinking from the water. You lay your hand over against it slowly, and again, if an onlooker would be like, "Oh my God, this is taking so much time," you take about 15 minutes just to do this whole thing. But it's calm and it's slow, and it does have your scent a little bit from you being in and around it, and so you're able to like stroke its neck and everything, and it's fine with you touching it. It's calm now.
Okay. I'll kind of grip a hold of the bridle and try to hop on its back.
Okay,
And
you do. And again,
now,
you're a much better horseman than Copper was, and you kind of like instantly, it's like nothing. You just slide onto its back and start riding back toward camp. As all right, you guys, after about an hour, Copper comes back riding into camp, a little unsteadily on the back of one of the horses, and we found the first one, and he kind of rides over, and Arnold says, let me see. All right, she's good, she's all right. And Arnold kind of gives her some oats and ties her up. Then he'll just go back to helping Brother Bertram. Is there anything anyone says or does, or just continue on about your business?
Well done.
Thank you, Copper.
Is there anything I can help with?
How far out is Rigel?
He was going after the second horse. I don't know how far off it is.
Well, I would say at this point, just rest up. We've decided to go to town tomorrow. We're not going to be able to fix the second wheel, so we have to buy a new one. We're going to rest here tonight. Make yourself comfortable. Good work, Copper.
Great. I can't remember if he's got. Thank you, sir. I can't remember if he's got a tent or if he. He has a small tent. He will pitch his small tent as well. So he'll set to with the last remaining daylight. Kind of gratefully gets near the fire. You could see Squire Clay's overtending the fire. Capri, you're still up on the rocks, but you can't help yourself. You keep wanting to edge in closer to the fire and the comfort of people, and your nerves are starting to settle a little bit because you can see, Copper comes back with the horse, and there's something to this group of people that they're just calm, even though like all the violence, the dead bodies are laying, not 15, 20 yards away in the mud, and no one's made a move to move them or do anything with them, but they just don't even, it's like to them, it's just all in a day's work, it seems.
She'll come by the fire, but she just keeps looking over at the dead body, specifically the one that Rigel just smashed its face open. She's just looking over her shoulder, she can't not look at it.
She keeps glancing, and Clay will look over. He's like, "Oh, you just need some food." And he's like, "Sir Vendrick, I know Arnold usually cooks, but he's busy with Master Bertram. Should I maybe try to get some stew going?"
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
I can help you.
Oh, good. Yeah,
that's
come with
I'm
me.
Good at.
And you see Arnold kind of stay out of my good seasonings. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, sir. He goes
we gotta eat.
Well, I know, but they'll make a mess of it. Just give me a second. And he goes around, and Arnold clambers in the wagon too. And Bertram, you got the wagons up on blocks now, and you've just about got the first wheel off, and it's ruined. And Arnold scurries away real quick. And he's like, "Here, use this, and this, and don't use too much of that." And and Kepler, you kind of you feel some warmth coming back into you now. It's not like the cold, although it is pretty cold, but just like life, you can still live despite all this violence and these horrible things. And you kind of, something about the simple act of helping this young boy as you're starting to, get a meal going, he pours some water in the stew pot, and he starts adding different, some what looks like chunks of beef and carrots and potatoes in it. and it's a little bit of a savory thing that's rising, and just, you're like, well, actually that's a little too much salt, and you start to pinch a little bit less in, and just partaking in that helps you. What's Venric doing during this time?
Venric is making sure we have enough firewood, and then he's going to climb up on the rocks just a little bit to keep an eye out on the horizon, make sure nothing's coming up the road. Okay.
And again, Kepper, you see the knight. He finishes getting the camp ready as the thief finishes putting up his tent, and he just kind of keeps this silent vigil, just looking, the wind blowing through his hair, and one greave missing. He's just standing there.
Oh, yeah.
But he just cuts a heroic figure as he's kind of like standing, just looking off, and he doesn't really move much. And a little while later, you hear on the other side of the wagon, he's like, you hear Arnold, I think, yep, that's it. And Bertram's like, ah, and you hear this clatter as there's a little shaking as the wagon settles, and they pull the blocks out, and it settles back on that wheel. And you hear Arnold, we did it, sir. We did it. Well, good job. I didn't know you were such a good carpenter.
Well, too bad we don't have another wheel, but yeah, it's kind of hard to keep it going down the road when it hits a pit trap.
I know, but you know what? It could have been a lot worse, sir. About that time, you guys hear, and you kind of look, and Rigel comes ambling in. And Venric, it's funny, you have a flashback of a moment to your days with the army when the scouts would go out for days on end. And you guys rode out as knights. You guys rode out when it was time to fight. But you remember Rigel coming and going and being gone out of camp way more than he was ever in camp. And it just kind of forcefully takes you back. He'd be with half a dozen of his brethren coming back out of the wilds, and just unbothered, like he's out for a stroll at the market. And sure enough, he comes riding in. Arnold goes over and, good, you found him, and I'll take it from here, sir. And he kind of leads the horse over, gives him some oats, and Rigel strides into camp.
Thank you.
Well done, Rigel.
Copper helped. Made it
Copper looks over from his tent. I didn't do much, but thanks, my friend.
Are you hurt, Rigel?
For this. A little bit. He winged me in the shoulder. But luckily,
would you mind if I looked at it?
You can take a look.
And you realize, as you look at it, Bertram, you realize this ranger is like, he's got a pretty deep, wound in his shoulder. He's just like not complained about, not said a word about. As he peels off like part of his armor, you rip, cut part of the shirt away. You have a moment where you realize this guy has got a lot of scars on him. As he kind of like takes part of his shirt off so you can work on him. He has seen a lot of battle, a lot of combat.
Just kind of nod to Rigel.
He kind of points this thing on his chest. That one was a night owlbear attack.
Don't I know it? Person will show you a scar where I call it a cleric killer, because it jumped out of the trees on top of him.
God.
But Kepri starts to get wide-eyed again, and sensing it, Clay's like, I don't know, do you think this is too much cumin or whatever? And I don't know much about cooking. And it gets her attention to focus back on that, not the horrific scars of her comrades.
Bertram will cast a Cure Light, healing you for 5 hit points.
Thank you, Argent Lord. And
Amen.
you see, Brother Bertram, at this point, Rigel actually makes the symbol of the Argent Lord at this point.
Bertram just looks at you. Blessed be the light, a believer.
I'm no
Another
holy man
believer.
like you. I do believe.
Well, I thought I could tell there was something different about you. Tell me, are you still wounded?
No, I'm good. Thank you, brother.
And Copper, did you take wounds?
Yes, but you healed him mostly up. He's only down 3 at this point.
I'm going to use a healing hands on him if he'll allow it.
Oh, of course he will. He walks over from finishing setting up his tent, and certainly he'll take the healing for sure.
It'll be for 6 hit points.
Okay. He is at full.
All right. As far as sleeping arrangements go, there is room in the wagon. I'll take the floor. Kemper, you can have my bed.
Sure.
It'll take me a minute, but Rigel will set up his tent.
Okay. So Rigel sets up his tent as well. I'm going to go to the
in the
map
dark
real
but...
quick. Well, he's got some light from the firelight. He can see enough to do to do what he needs.
Okay.
And I'm just back to this. So we got your tent.
It's just a small one person.
Yep. And then we also have the Copper's tent, which I forgot to grab, so I'll grab that now.
It occurs to me we never searched these bandits.
No,
Search
you
'em.
did not.
For what?
Yeah, they may have some various...
Ill-gotten gains.
Yes. Or perhaps information. Unlikely.
We certainly won't be spending their coin if we find any.
I was going to say, are you mean questioning them? Because they are not going to be questioned at this point. They're going to be dead.
Yeah.
No, like, they might have papers or something.
Oh, gotcha. I'm just being a smart aleck. Forgive me.
Speak to me now!
Guys, set your tents up in a semicircle around the broken wagon, traveling temple. Are you guys going out to search these guys?
Yeah, Bertram will search.
Use your holy symbol for light.
I sure do.
All right.
Ben, are you still doing party bag, dude, brother? No.
Right, Rigel can. Sullivan was doing it before, but
I can do it for this if you want to break from it.
Yeah, if you want to, that'd be great.
All right. So you head out to check. Is anyone going with Bertram, or is Bertram just kind of looking through alone?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, Rigel's kind of busy setting up his tent, so.
Yeah, Vendrick's still keeping watch.
You find 87 copper pieces. $41 silver pieces. And 28 gold.
Not bad.
Roll me percentiles.
28.
No healing potions. Roll me percentiles again.
54.
You do not find any poultices either.
I bring the coinage back. Not much. But I found this friendly wizard.
It's not going to fireball well.
Kepri will dutifully count it and sort it and all that.
Perhaps it will cover the cost of the wagon wheel.
Yeah. At least they could do, besides shedding their blood.
Venrick will collect his other grieve too, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, actually, as you go to get it, Clay kind of sheepishly is coming out of the tent. I had it mostly clean, so I fell asleep. I'm sorry. He kind of hands it back over to you.
That's all right, Clay. Perhaps after dinner you could finish.
Yes, sir, of course. All right. And as you guys gather around the campfire, there is, the soup's, the stew's not bad. It's not as good as what Arnall would normally make, just because he's kind of gotten it down to a science, camp cooking. But, Squire Clay probably is not the greatest cook, but he does have the help of the halfling, and, they're able to make a pretty good stew. And as you guys all gather in there, it's nice to be by the fire in this, this cold, as night really settles in, and almost on cue, as the sun goes completely down, a drizzle of rain starts to patter. You hear it first on Venric's armor. Clink, 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 clink.
Wonderful.
Oh, it seems almost like it's time for bed.
I can keep the first watch.
All right. Right. We'll go to bed.
How does watching go? What do you do?
No, you watch for 2 hours at a time and wake up the next person. At random, too.
How do I tell when 2 hours is over? It's dark.
Yeah, it's just about.
I don't understand.
Just kind of keep a mental clock as you pass the time by. Capri, why don't you sit the first night out? In fact, you just sleep. You'll get used to this adventuring.
Okay.
You did well today. I saw that you cast some kind of spell and caused fear to come upon one of the brigands. You did good.
Not that much, but thanks. And she will take up on that offer and go to sleep.
All right. She, I don't know, Bertram was already kind of, he said, well, it looks like it's time for bed, as he kind of gets up from next to the fire. And again, it's not hard to do because now the rain is coming down. It's like in the fire, and it's going to go out soon. And meanwhile, Arnold made sure to stoke the fire in the traveling temple. So it is,
Good job, buddy.
and as Kepri, you kind of move, and do you get in front of do you agilely step in front of the bear like Brother Bertram and get in his wagon before him?
She doesn't. She doesn't want to be squashed by him.
Okay. Bertram, but again, it's almost like that thing of a little kid underfoot as you go to climb up, you realize like, oh, there she is, and she's kind of like right next to you.
I'll back up after you.
Oh, well, thank you. And she'll, in a flash, she climbs up in there.
She agilely climbs up into the back of the wagon, and where do you go to lay down at, Kepri?
I mean, he offered her the bed, so she's gonna take it.
Okay. And she, quick as a squirrel, is in your bed and got your nice, quilt pulled up around her chin.
That's a comfortable one, I'll tell you.
It really is.
Yeah. And you're kind of, Kepri, you're like, this cleric he's a big man. He's got a big bed. It's a nice,
this much space.
Like a king bed for her, basically.
Yes,
Or like an
exactly.
emperor.
Yeah.
And it's very comfortable, nice quilt, nice down pillow, and after everything, you think you're gonna have a hard time falling asleep, but there's something now about the warmth and all these like hard-bitten men around you. You realize like, yeah, dangerous men make the world a safer place, though, if they're good dangerous men. And you just kind of, by the time Bertrand kind of clambers up, he's such a big, strong guy that as he does step into the wagon, it like shifts, and there's a little slant to the wagon right now with the broken wheel. He kind of clambers up in, and Bertram, you make your bedroll on the floor then?
Yeah, I'll pull the curtain shut over the bed so that she got some privacy.
Okay, that's right, I forgot about that. So he pulls like a curtain, and you realize like, oh, you've got your own little spot, and it's very comfortable. It's like your own little coach. And Bertram, you spread out your bedroll, lay
Pull
down,
my armor off, and I'll say prayers before I go to sleep.
Okay. It feels really good to get that armor off, too, because, again, you've just been, it's been cold, it's been wet. You peel it off, you wipe it down. You're noticing, Bertram, you don't have a squire, So your armor is already quite a bit more rusted and dinged up than Sir Venric's is. You notice out by the fire, Clay was already he had already finished before you guys got up. The second, he got the first greave done and got the second greave done, and he was working on now one of the bracers and stuff. And you realize oh, that's why knights have that, because your armor is starting to get a little patina of rust going on it, and you kind of make an effort to wipe it down, thinking that thought, but then exhaustion hits you, and you just kind of, lay back on the bedroll, stretch out. This is after you pray, of course. And again, Kepler, you can hear him out there, making his supplications to the Argent Lord. His deep, just deep bear-like voice. It's a rumble, and it's comforting. And then you hear him kind of stretch out on the bed and go to sleep, or stretch out on the floor rather, and he passes out. Meanwhile, back out in the camp, as the rain starts to get a little steadier and more, just is going more and more, what does my party do?
Benric he's going to post up on the rocks while Clay finishes cleaning his armor. He's going to post up on the rocks to take watch.
Okay, do you give him the rest of your armor to clean then?
I do. Okay.
Benric will go. He gets up on the rocks where he's got a view of the road and the surrounding countryside. Clay is he has to take this stuff into the tent now because the fire is all but gone out. But he keeps the flap open, and you can see him in there working by lantern light as you keep watch.
Get some sleep after that, Clay.
Yes, sir. What is Rigel doing?
Oh, my bad. I had said Rigel had already went to bed.
Oh, I did not hear that. Rigel did the Irish goodbye. No one really even knew that, he got some stew in him, crawled into his tent, and passed out as soon as Venric said he would keep the first watch. But Rigel's a soldier, he's an old soldier. He knows that, pretty soon it's going to be my turn for watch. Rigel crawls in there, passes out. Hopper does the same thing, crawls into his tent, and as soon as he's done seeing to the last of, you see that Arnal, he gets the last of the stew, what little bit is left. He kind of covers it with a pot lid, sets it under the wagon, makes sure all the embers of the fire are out, and then he climbs in his tent as well. Venric just stands like a vigilant eagle out in the rain, just glaring out at the countryside. Somewhere out there, someone has their hands on the true steel. Somewhere out there, someone's going to pay.
Indeed.
And the night falls. As we cut away to the Temple of the Argent Lord, and Aelwyn wakes, something just she kind of drowses awake and looks around her, and she realizes that, she felt for a moment like there was a presence in the room with her, and it's dark, and you sit up and you're very aware of the pain in your arm as you sit up. You can barely, you're still in a lot of pain, but as you look, there's no one in here. You're sure of it. You're holding I believe it was your left arm. It was so badly burned. It's still kind of in a sling up there, and you kind of look through the darkness, but you get the sense of something. And give me just a knowledge nature check.
Okay.
And add +4 to it as well.
I got a 21.
Okay. You get the strangest sense, something is crying out, something is hurting, something is a presence, and though you can't put your finger on it why you would think this, it's your druidic sensitivities and abilities. that are making you kind of come think this way, you're almost sure that it's like a feline presence. Like, and it's you just get a sense of pain and fear.
Does it seem nearby or far away?
It's hard to tell. It's almost impossible to tell distance. It's just a sense.
She sort of calls out, "Can you hear me? What is it? Who's there?"
And you get a sense, almost and you kind of, your consciousness rushes the consciousness of, again, somehow, without knowing how, some feline presence. And it's very sad and in pain and afraid. And you hear, "Who is this?"
This is Aelwyn, the Druid of the Circle. Who is this?
You're like him.
Who?
He was my brother. They captured us. He died rather than... I could sense it when he died. They're so cruel. They want to... trying to make me a steed. The Dark Ones are so cruel. They're coming back. And the link is severed. And you kind of shake yourself, Aelwyn, and you get you just got the sense of this, that you could feel this creature, whatever it was, you could feel its pain, its fear, and its sorrow. It's something that has experienced loss and sorrow, not just physical pain and fear, although it has plenty of that. And as you you're trying to focus on the link, and you just can't sustain it, and you pass back out. Meanwhile, Celibus, what would you be doing?
Celibus, he is currently in the process of actually adding. Come on, stupid thing. He is in the process of adding invisibility to his spellbook.
Ah, very good.
Number 1.
All right. Day number 1. I forget. Keep me honest here. Do you have to make a check? Do you have to roll?
He has to make a spellcraft check at the end of every day for basically every spell that he's trying to add into his spellbook. He has to make a spellcraft check at the end of that day.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that, because the assumption is you've been studying throughout the day.
This is at advantage for wizard class skill.
Yep, and the DC is 10 plus the spell level.
Okay, it's a second level spell. So that is a 16, so I need a 12.
You need a 12. All right, you now have invisibility in your spellbook. And as you look up at the end of a long day of study, you hear the rain pattering against the leaded glass windows of the library where you're in there with Vrixis. Vrixis has given up studying a while ago, and he's curled. Actually, you notice that Vrixis had moved a bunch of crap off the mantle of the fireplace. He didn't throw it or break it, but he moved it, and he stretched out up there on the mantle. He kind of yawns. Yeah, he kind of yawns, the heat kind of glittering off of his scales of firelight. He's like, "Well, they must be in Ruaven by now, my boy. I hope they had a good trip."
I would imagine so. Finally got the spell.
Ah, excellent. Invisibility, wasn't it? He kind of flaps over, lands on the table. Oh, that'll be a good one. That'll be an excellent one. And remember,
test it out
it's only
tomorrow.
broken if you attack.
We'll give it some tests.
Very good. What will be the next spell you think you learn?
So the next spell on his this because he tore out sleep, which was the next one he was originally going to do. But now he is. Let me look at my other notes. He is going to be adding Scorching Ray next.
Ah, very nice. And Vrixis is he has this moment of pride, and he kind of curls up next to where you're studying, has a little morsel of leftover roast beef that he licks up off the plate and then goes back to sleep. And again, Selvus, as you finish, you kind of close your spell book, start picking up all your accoutrements, and you kind of look out the window, and you know that, you hope that they've made it to town. If not, it's going to be a bad night to be out in the thick of this kind of weather. Meanwhile,
It's them and not me.
right? What is Dweezil up to?
No. Well, he'd probably be back. Wait, hold on. Let's see. They weren't going to gamble anymore until the next week, right? That wasn't like an everyday thing.
They try to get together once a week.
Oh, man. What is there to do in this boring old temple town?
Doesn't mean you can't get up to other shenanigans. I'm curious what Dweezil would do with this offer.
Yeah, Dweezil definitely would have cloaked up and strolled through town just to see what there was to see if there's anything to get into.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. Roll me a random encounter just for yourself as he's looking around through town, seeing if there's anything worth getting into.
4.
No, it's a dreary night, and as you're out, it's been a windy day. Earlier in the day, you noticed that it quit raining, and just a fierce wind kicked up. It was just very cold, and as the evening came on, as it got darker, almost like on cue, the rain kicked in, and it's that cold rain that just makes your bones ache and makes you want to be in by the fire, and you're just looking around, and all the doors to everyone's homes and the shops are closing. No one is doing anything. But you do see, as you kind of glance over by the Bright Hearth home, you can see the husband, and he's like, Dweezil, join us for dinner.
Yeah, well, yes. Don't mind if I do. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. My wife makes the best chicken pot pie. You're going to love it. And then you kind of come in the house and you smell the sounds of, you smell the smells of dinner cooking, and you hear the sounds of children running throughout the house. And it's like a nice pastoral scene. And Hugo Brighthearth, who you've learned also loves to gamble, and you guys kind of hang out, and after dinner he offers you a pipe, and you realize that, like, the difference between a halfling like you that runs the alleys and the streets at night and someone like him, although he's he's got a bit of a belly because he eats this way every night, and he's he has a family, and he's kind of sitting there puffing his pipe contentedly, and he's like, my wife has a sister.
He does. Is she here in town?
No, she's not. She lives further north, but she comes to visit every now and then. And, you notice at this point, his wife sticks her head and she goes, "What was it you said you did again for a living, Dweezil?"
I've jumped around from career a bit in the last few years. Currently, I sell goods like you, but I travel, so you could call me a merchant. Funny story, I was a locksmith for a while. I was an apprentice for back in the capital city. So, yes, I just can't decide if I want to do sales or follow in the trades.
I see. She kind of pulls her face back from view, going back into the kitchen, and Hugo's like, don't pay any attention to her. And you guys kind of enjoy, a drink after dinner with your pipe, and you kind of feel yourself drowsing off and, in the chair, and he's doing the same about that time. And Brighthearth, she comes in, "Well, up to bed, time for bed. It's an early morning. It's good to have you with us, Dweezil. You should probably be going on to the temple where you sleep."
I do sleep there. Well, thank you so much for the hospitality, and the chicken pot pie was delicious, and the pipe. Thank you. And then at that, Dweezil will turn and he'll leave.
Give me a perception check as you kind of head out into the rain.
That is a 15.
All right. As you get out front, you can hear the bright hearths as the door closes. You can hear them kind of arguing, and you hear Hugo. He's a good guy, and he's my friend. And she's like, fine, that's fine, but that doesn't mean he needs to be trying to think about dating my sister. What are you thinking? You didn't even know what he does. I think he's a thief. He's not a thief. He told you he's a merchant and a locksmith, I'll have you know. And you kind of grin and just walk off into the rainy night, throw your cloak up over your head. I'm assuming you head onto the temple and a warm bed.
I do.
Okay. What would Sir Godric be doing?
Sir Godric would start the day with prayer, and then he would be drilling himself with, exercises with his sword throughout the day. Just trying to stay ready, fit, and able.
Okay. Godric, he spends most of his day doing that, and you notice that there's kind of a space there's like a square out by the fountain, where you've heard tell of a duel that was recently fought there between Sir Venric and a young knight named Sir Drayton. And you're out there just drilling and practicing. Once the rain stops, of course, about midday, after your prayers, and then you work up a sweat. About the time that, this strong wind, cold November wind kicks up, and then you kind of go in, get cleaned up, there's baths, and you make your way out. There's the evening service, should you avail yourself of it.
He'll definitely attend.
Okay. And the weekly services are, fairly short affairs, as things go. You notice they're no more than 40 minutes to an hour usually. It's just short. People have things that they're doing and work, and they're not that well attended. Most of the small folk don't come to that service. They'll come like on the holy day, but it's mostly the acolytes. And, Father Gedwin gives a sermon on, the light is there as long as it's within your heart, even if it's nowhere else. And you feel, pretty proud of that. And, you spend the rest of the evening maybe having dinner in the mess hall. I'm assuming maybe with the acolytes and the priests.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Father Gedwin invites you, into his study, and if you follow him.
Yes, High Exemplar.
Okay.
Most definitely.
And as you make your way in there, you see he's burning a painting of Brother Bertram. No, I'm kidding.
What's that guy's deal, anyways?
As you come in there, he kind of turns and he says, I have a book I think I think it will benefit you. And he kind of hands it to you, and it's what it is it's an old primer on the early saints of the faith of the light. It's just different exploits and different texts of what was done as the light was spread.
And he kind of holds it reverently. I will study this.
It was one of my first primers. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, High Exemplar.
You're very welcome. And as you kind of make your way out of the room and he, closes the door, he's getting ready for bed as well. You kind of, as you are heading toward the rooms, you see the front door to the temple kind of, you see there's always an acolyte on, not necessarily on guard, although they do have guards. But he kind of sleepily looks over as Dweezil kind of walks in, shakes the rain off his cloak, snaps his hood back.
Master Dweezil?
Sir, fine night for a stroll.
Is it?
Yes.
And with that, Dweezil's like, yes. And he just flits on past you. And Godric, you have this moment of where you're like, you remember when, Gedwin was like, keep an eye on him. And, but he just goes on to the rooms, and Dweezil, there's a warm, bathtub in there that you can, soak yourself in should you wish to avail of it. And you guys all turn in.
Himself at home.
All right. Back to the camp. Sir Venric, why don't you roll me a d6?
That is a 4.
All right. Venric, how long do you watch for?
2 hours.
All right. There is no encounter as you spend your 2 hours. It's just the rain. Let's see what the rain does as it carries on. It does start to slack off. It's still drizzling, but it's not as hard as it was, and you're hoping that it'll break soon. But you are soaked through to the bone. What does Venric do?
Venric will wake up Rigel, his old army friend.
Yep, his old army buddy.
And you see kind of Rigel as he kind of wakes up. He kind of does this, like, pops awake, kind of looks about. All right.
Rigel, keep an eye out. I hear there's bugbears in these parts. And at that, Venric will go to his tent. He'll make sure that Clay finished with his armor, and then he'll tuck himself to bed.
Yep. You go inside. You take your cloak off. You see that there's sure enough your armor is shined to a shiny polish, a sheen. As Clay worked hard, having some chagrin at falling asleep earlier. It's all cleaned up. It's not a fleck of, not a spot of rust. And you too, Venric, you notice Bertram's armor's looking already a little just dingy and stuff. And you kind of walk in. You do notice that Clay's left you out like a large towel, to dry off with, and he's sleeping on his bedroll on the ground. And meanwhile, your raised kind of bedroll cot thing, is there waiting. And you dry off, put on some dry clothes and clamber into your bedroll. It's, again, the rain is lightened up. You're glad of the thick canvas walls of your tent as it's, keeping the rain off, but it's pretty cold. And one of the things you remember, Venric, and I meant to mention this last time, you could get, for this colder weather, you can get, while you can't have like a campfire in a regular tent like this, you could get a small brazier and buy a supply of coal for some of these larger tents that would ward off the chill.
Actually, yes, he will be doing that. We're getting further and further into the cold season, so that's a great idea.
And you remember doing that on campaigns, and I thought about it, I'm like, well, if there's anybody that would know this, it would be Venric, because that's what you had to do on those long campaigns and stuff.
Right.
So just a thought. So Rigel, you step out there. It's raining a lot more lightly now. It's getting pretty, cloudy as, but it's a pretty it's not a full moon yet, but it's a fairly, it's about, 2/3 full.
And Rigel get out there. He had laid out his cloak earlier to dry off a little bit from before, so he kind of gets it back out. Like I say, it's dried off a little bit, and he's actually going to clamber to the top of the rock outcropping that's there, and let his eyes adjust to the night. And he's going to throw this kind of cloak up above himself and kind of hunch down on top of that rock.
Where he almost looks like part of the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Okay. That's a 6.
Okay. And Rigel, how long do you watch for?
I'll watch for another 2 hours.
Okay. You watch for a couple hours. It's about midnight. You've not seen much of anything. The weather is, at this point, the rain slacks off, and it finally ends toward the end of your watch, and you're grateful for that. You realize it's around midnight now at this point.
And Rigel will clamber down the rocks, head over to the traveling temple, knock somewhat gently on the door, the back door, and Brother Bertram.
Yes.
It's your turn to watch.
Okay.
Bertram, you were just in a good solid REM sleep, and you kind of sit up. And Kepri, you startle awake to a knock, and for a moment you think you're back at the university, and there's it's the head mistress knocking at the door for some reason, for studies or something, and you realize where you are, what's going on, and the wagon lurches as this huge bear of a man sits up. You kind of glance out through the thing, and Bertram's like, oh, and he's kind of grumbling. I'm guessing
goes,
gets
she,
up.
like, turns back over the bed.
You're like, really comfortable. You and Bertram, you hear this contented sigh from within the bower of your bed and your blanket.
Yes.
And you put your armor on.
I do.
And you go out there. At least you realize as it, you see Rigel's pretty soaking wet as he waits for you to come out. But it's the rain is stopped. It's kind of done. You can see the moon peering through the clouds and stuff.
Rigel,
Should
you're
be a little bit
welcome
nicer for you.
to warm up in the wagon if you should like.
I am okay. If you wouldn't mind a small favor, and at this point, Rigel will take off this big cloak and roll this thing up. If you wouldn't mind, since there is heat in there, I might just set it on the floor so it can dry out.
Certainly.
And Rigel will do this, and so that most of his clothes they're starting to get soaked into from all that. But he's trying to like kind of get the layers off and get that wetness off of him.
You'd like to get a cloak like you possess, my friend. Next time we are able to purchase them, maybe you can help me pick one out.
They're not going to save you entirely. You're still going to get a little soaked. It's not elven make after all, but it'll do you some good.
You do realize, Bertram, his cloak is a lot more. It looks battered, but it's way better at keeping off the elements than yours. It's like got layers, and the outer layer is almost like the layer of a tent. Not quite as coarse as that, but Rigel heads off to his tent, and Bertram, you step out. It's again, it's fairly dark, but there's some moonlight. You see the fire's all but gone out, and the chill hits you. It's the middle of the night in mid-November, and you kind of like, whoa. And what do you do?
I'll just kind of gently pray under my breath and make circles. Keep watch.
Okay. Do rounds about the camp. Roll me a d6.
2.
All right. There's no encounter. It's about, how do you watch for a couple hours?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no encounter. The clouds start to gather up again. The moon goes behind the clouds. It gets quite a bit darker. Your guess is it's got to be 2 a.m.
Yes, I'll go and wake Sir Vendrick. Actually, no, Copper.
Yeah.
I'll wake Copper up.
He's like, no, you won't. I'm done. Watch.
He actually gets him awake, and then Sir Vendrick is just like, "What?"
God, I just remembered Copper. One
I
moment.
just went to bed. I didn't know who took first watch.
So you wake up Copper?
I'll wake Copper.
Okay. Copper like, ugh. Right. He's kind of moving. He's stiff where he took the arrow in the shoulder and stuff. Thanks again, sir. He kind of gets up. You notice he was sleeping in his armor because it's leather. He throws a cloak on, shivering, kind of stamps his feet, and he goes over and like just kind of crouches down by the remnants of the fire and looks like he's thinking about restarting it, but all the wood's wet now, and he just like kind of leans up against one of the wagon wheels and just kind of becomes another shadow in the nighttime. And Copper, nope, has no encounter. And it's about 4 a.m, and everyone else is taking a watch. So Copper, he'll do a double watch. And there is no encounter as the next day dawns, and the weather. Oh my God!
Oh,
You hear the patter of rain. It's just a light rain has sprung up at some time in the night, and as you guys come. You guys crawl out of your tents, and it takes you guys longer to wake up in the wagon. The biggest thing that woke you up is at some point toward like the wee hours of the morning, the fire finally died without being fed anymore. And it starts to get a little cold. And as you guys are like, oh, it's chilly. And you guys are getting out of the wagon. You see these guys crawling out of the tents are cold. And as you all look over at Copper, who's like leaned up against this wagon, he's awake still, but he is like pale. He is cold. He looks like he's frozen to the bone. And he's like, and as you guys kind of all come out of the tents in the wagon, he's like, it's raining again. And that's where we'll call the session.